Good afternoon.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
You are Gursimrat.
Yes.
What are you doing nowadays?
Sir, I'm preparing for civil services. In my first attempt, I got selected, and for any improvement, I've given the exam.
Which service you for?
Sir, I've been already DANIPS last year.
You have joined or you have not yet?
No, sir, I'm on leave.
Okay. What do you want to join civil services?
Sir, the initial source of inspiration was my maternal uncle. He's also in police services. So then during the course of my graduation, I developed interest in forensic medicine as a subject, which inclined me more towards crime and investigation part of police. And sir, more so, I think as a doctor, I was looking at the ills of the patient. And I think as a civil servant, I can cater to, at a bigger platform, I can cater to the ills of society as a whole.
Don't you feel as a doctor you might have done good services to the humanity and to mankind?
Yes, sir. Even medical is a noble profession. But I thought, sir, as a doctor, I was limited to a patient. But, sir, as a police officer, I have a larger gamut and I can treat the ills of a society as a whole.
You want to become a police officer?
Yes.
What are the ills of police you see nowadays?
Sir, a few problems in the police as an organization. So, first is the lack of representation of women in police, which is just 10%. The second is the not segregation of law and order and investigation function, which was envisaged by the Honorable Prakash Singh. So third is about the political interference in police, which also pressurizes them. And fourthly, sir, the lack of modernization in police forces. We still are not using the scientific.
How do you envisage to encounter or counter political interference? Suppose a politician, you are a district SP, and a politician is saying, do not arrest this person, he is my man. And as per the report, he is involved in a crime. What will be your response?
Sir, in such a scenario, I think more firmness is needed by the officer. And we have to, as a police officer, have to stick to the constitutional ideals and the police manual. So I think the law has to take its.
How you will tackle that politician? What will you say to him?
So I think with due respect to the politician, we have to convey that according to the law, this is a natural course of justice which will prevail.
About a couple of days back, there was a Supreme Court judgment on Budra victim Bilkis Bano.
Yes.
Do you know what's all about?
Yes.
What is that?
Sir, the Honorable Supreme Court revoked the order of Gujarat High Court, the remission of the convicts.
Gujarat High Court.
So if I'm not wrong, Gujarat High Court, the remission order which was passed by the Gujarat High Court in 11 convicts of Bilkis Bano case. So because the jurisdiction was under the Maharashtra High Court, as said by the.
Are you sure it was Gujarat High Court and Maharashtra High Court?
So I'll go and check once, but this is what I have read.
Are you sure you have read it correctly?
Yes, sir. But I still go and check, but this is what I have read.
Some problem is going on between India and Maldives.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel it behoved India to have such a fight with Maldives, a tiny island? What would have been our right approach?
So I think the island may be tiny, but as India we envisage for the neighborhood first policy. So we need to have friendly relations with all the nations, and also we have a vision to emerge as the regional and maritime superpower as well in the Indian Ocean. So I think, sir, we need to engage with Maldives. If they have approached China's stand, we also should put a diplomatic pressure on them.
You have read Article 15 and Article 16 in the Constitution.
Yes.
What are the grounds for reservation And how Article 15 is different from Article 16?
So under Article 15(4) and under Article 16 Clause 4, reservation is provided to socially and educationally backward classes. And under Article 15(6) and 16 subclause 6, the economic weaker section reservation was provided.
What about 16(4)?
So that was reservation to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in appointments to jobs.
Have they used the word scheduled caste and scheduled tribes there, or they have used some other
Socially
phrase?
and educationally backward.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So it is socially and educationally backward there in Article 16(4).
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It is who are backward classes. It is not socially and educationally backward.
Sorry, sir.
And there is another caveat there in 16(4). What is that?
Sorry.
About reservation in jobs. There is
Yes.
a caveat there.
So subclause I'll have to read. Sorry.
It is, if they are not adequately represented,
Yes.
only then they should be used.
Right.
You have missed that class.
Yes. I go and read.
What is your hobby?
Sir, my hobbies are I have been a national level basketball player, and secondly I perform the folk dance of Punjab, that is Bhangra, and sir, I love to read about Punjabi literature.
Who is your famous writer?
Sir, I love to read about Amrita Pritam ma'am and Shiv Kumar Katar.
What was the relationship between Amrita Pritam and Indus?
Sir, they have a beloved relation and they stayed together for more than 40 years, and recently in those earlier in Jagjit Singh passed away.
Do you approve such like relationships?
Sir, I think love is a personal emotion. If it gives happiness to a person in any way, I think that should be respected.
There is no limit.
Sir, there has to be, it is a personal emotion, so a person has to take care of his own.
What is morality then?
Yes, sir, morality has a place in itself. As it is a personal emotion, so I think a person should be careful of his ethics as well.
What is the difference between moral and ethics? You use the word ethics.
Sir, ethics is a set of standards which are approved by the society as a whole, and they are universal. Moral is changes from a person to person and society to society. So I may have different morals, and I may the European society may have different morals.
Another word is used in that context, that is subculture.
Right.
What is that?
Subculture, sir, in my limited knowledge, means culture within a culture. We have Indian culture as a whole, but Punjabi culture will be a part of Indian culture. Tribal culture shall be a subculture of Indian culture.
What is professional subculture?
So I'm not heard of that. Thank you.
So Gursimrat, you are you like police services, right?
Yes.
So during British time, like British era, a police reform commission was there. So who headed that police commission? Police reform commission.
Sir, I'm not sure, but Sir Andrew Fraser.
Right. And tell me, you might have heard about 3 new laws that
Yes.
have recently been made.
Yes.
Highlight about them.
Sir, the 3 new criminal amendment laws. Sir, the amending the IPC, CRPC and Indian Evidence Act. Sir, the Nyaya Sanhita bill, sir, it envisages to replace the Indian Penal Code 1860. Sir, the changes brought are the definition of sedition has been changed. Sir, new laws of terrorism and mob lynching, they have been added. And sir, in the CRPC, sir, the new procedures of handcuffing and rising the custody days to 60 days, such provisions have been added. And in the Indian Evidence Act, electronic evidence now will be taken into account.
Are you sure they have used the word mob lynching in Nyaya Sanhita?
So I have not read the whole bill. In the newspaper article, I read that mob lynching crime and the definition of terrorism have been added. But I have to read the PIB bill in details.
And do you think that capital punishment should be abolished?
Sir, in my opinion, it should be retained in heinous cases, heinous crimes, and in rarest of rarest cases, as envisaged by the Bachchan Singh case of Honorable Supreme Court. So I think it should be there in case-to-case basis.
Recently, truck drivers were on strike. You might have heard about.
Yes.
What was the case?
Sir, in the new bills, there was a provision of increasing imprisonment and fine. So they were cautious about that it will.
What's your take on this?
Are you sure there was an increase in the fine?
Sir, I think number of years in imprisonment to 7 or 10 years, I'm not sure.
Yeah, about fine.
Fine, sir, I'm not sure. I have to read and confirm.
What's your take on that? Should it be implemented? As government have taken 1 month period, stay on that, right?
Sir, I believe it is a negligent issue and it should be implemented. But still, the stakeholders, the driver associations, they need to be roped in first. If they have any apprehensions, they need also to be dissolved. And then, sure, this is a good move.
In India, whenever accident happens, right, only the big vehicle is always culprit. Why?
I have not thought of this. I'll go and think of this.
So, you might, as you are from Punjab, right? Why Punjabis are heading toward Canada?
Sir, yes, unfortunately, the youth of Punjab is immigrating to the foreign destinations such as Canada and Australia. So some of the reasons are the unemployment in Punjab. So second is the drugs issue which is prevailing in the state of Punjab, it being a border state. So third is we are not being able to utilize the culture and the sports in Punjab. It was
Rajasthan is also a border state,
yes, sir.
right? Gujarat is also somehow, right? Then there is no such impact on them.
So I think drugs is a global phenomenon, but there are other issues as well, like the lack of jobs, the lack of industries in Punjab. Then agriculture is also in distress. So and the unfortunate glorification of drugs and songs in the songs and movies.
Do you think that stubble farming, stubble burning is the main reason for the pollution in Delhi and other areas? Stubble burning in Punjab is the main reason for pollution in Delhi.
So stubble burning is one of the reasons, but as per the reports, it is not the major reason. Nevertheless, it is a big issue which needs to be resolved to prevent air pollution. The other reasons such as, Delhi has a different geography, so it has a funnel-shaped geography, and during the winter nights, the pollutants are entrapped in that area. Apart from that, sir, the construction work and vehicular pollution is another reason. And sir, during festivals, the firecrackers also bring into the pollution.
And why 22nd January is in news?
So due to the consecration of the Ayodhya temple, Ram Mandir.
And earlier it was Babri Masjid. Who built that Babri Masjid?
So I have to go and check it out.
Tell me something about UCC.
So Uniform Civil Code, it is mentioned in Article 44 of our Constitution under Directive Principles. So a uniform law which should prevail over all the religious laws. That is what we envisage.
Which was the first state to implement it?
So I think Goa.
And recently one more state is trying to implement it. Which is that state?
Uttarakhand.
What is the date today?
So 13th.
Why we celebrate Lodi?
Sir, Lodi is celebrated to commemorate the ending of winter days, the winter solstice, and the starting of Magh Mahina. And apart from that, also the sun movement towards the north.
And Lodi is also known by some other names also in our diverse country, right? What are some other names of Lodi?
Sir, Pongal in the southern Tamil Nadu, Bihu in the south. Rest I have to check.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Ma'am, talk about my strengths, ma'am. I think I am a good leader, and apart from that, I have good physical and mental strength. I think I am good in academics, and also medical profession has infilled empathy and compassion. About my weaknesses, ma'am, I think sometimes I run after perfection a lot, and I take time in things. And apart from that, I had a bad handwriting, which I'm improving.
Okay, recently Pran Pratishtha was in news. It is regarding.
Run to the shell of the soul.
You yourself told consecrations.
Okay.
The Raman thing. I didn't know the Hindi term.
It's not consecration of temple, it is
Yes.
consecration of
Life is the breath is being brought of the Lord Rama is being brought back to the temple. That is Pran Pratishtha. Pran ko andar dala temple ke. That Lord Rama is there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Okay, what word is more important to you, power or stability? In life, if you have to choose one word,
Sir, I think both are equally important.
if you have to choose one,
Then I think pass.
power.
Yes.
So that's why you are giving this exam again and again. You have allotted service twice. So basically, it's the power which is driving you to this examination.
Sir, I think it is not power, but I think the authority which drives me to bring significant changes in the life of people and empower them.
Okay, if you have to choose a career between a leader or a reformer, which would it be?
Sir, I'll choose the career of a leader because I think leader is a reformer in himself. If he has a good vision, I think he'll reform the life.
Can you name one leader and reformer which you feel have a positive influence on you? Just one example.
Sir, APJ Abdul Kalam. Sir.
As a leader and as a reformer.
Sir, my father.
Okay, that's the safe answer for and if you have to choose your career journey path, and where do you see yourself in next 5 years?
Sir, with God's grace and my blessings of my mentors, I think in down the lane 5 years as a pass out from the NP Academy and serving in whatever cadre I am allocated to that post of academy.
Which is the last cadre you have chosen in priority order?
I think it is Tripura or Manipur.
What specifically made you not choose this Tripura or Manipur?
Sir, it is just a personal preference that I am not aware of those things. Nothing else. The rest I am.
Otherwise, you are open to challenges or difficult.
Sir, I would love to explore their culture as well.
And can you, recently geographical indicators are again and again in use. Can you recollect any major geographical indicator mention its state as well?
So recently to Odisha 7 GI tags were given, but I am not aware of the names.
Okay, that's perfectly alright. Recently in medical, there used to be Hippocrates oath.
Yes.
It has been recently changed to some Indian person. Can you name?
Charak Summit.
So do you approve of it? Because you have been in that transition phase. What was better? Hippocrates oath or Charak oath?
Sir, I think the basic idea of both the oaths is quite similar. That doctors they pledge to serve the society and the patient, and they revere it as God. So I think by changing the name, it won't make much of a difference. It is just a respect to an Indian doctor.
So any other Indian name which we can associate with ancient or medieval India, which have contributed immensely to medicine apart from Charak?
So Sushruta in surgery.
Sushruta and surgery. And have you heard about Bower manuscript?
Bower.
Bower, B-O-W-E-R.
I will go again.
And can you name any major scientific achievements which Western world has accepted gladly? Any ancient or medieval contribution of ancient Indians?
Sir, the discovery of zero, sir, and our yoga and Ayush systems now they are.
So you just mentioned about Ayush. What does S word stands for in Ayush?
Siddha, sir.
And there's another one, Tibetan medical system which has been incorporated.
So I.
So India has claimed sent the entry for intangible UNESCO World Heritage status. So which country is irritated by this India's decision?
Sir, I'm not aware of this news.
It's China, because China is claiming that Tibet is our part. How can you claim it?
Sir was asking you about drivers' strike and related provisions or change in the provisions in the IPC. There is something bad in that provision about doctors also. Do you know what is that?
I think, sir, the medical negligence.
Yes. Can you tell me the detail?
Details, sir, I have to read in details, but I think it was reduced, the imprisonment was reduced. I'm not sure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.